Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another LCTV broadcast of Littleton High School football. My name is Benjamin Storman, and I'm here with a great friend of mine, William Allen, and we welcome you into Harold G. Norton Athletic Complex in Ayer, Massachusetts, to give you this great matchup between your Littleton Tigers and the home team, the Ayer Shirley Panthers. Well, last year, these two teams, they split the season series, each team winning on their home turf. And ladies and gents, speaking of home turf, tonight's game sponsor is going to be your local favorite, the Neshoba Club Pizza and Tap Room. That's going to be located at 14 Central Ave here in Ayer, Mass. Big thank you to them for sponsoring tonight's game. So guys, scan that QR code on your screen. Get yourself a pie. It'll be here before the first quarter ends, ladies and gents. But Will, back to the game here. Well, it's great football weather. We got a good nip to the air here. Both teams look ready to go. As we get a return here from the Tigers up to about the 16 or 17-yard line. Well, man, like I said, it's shaping up to be a good one. The Tigers, last time they were on this field, they lost. Last game of the season last year. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And with all that being said, what are some of the keys to the game for Littleton to end up on top on this one?
Yeah, thanks for passing it over to me there, Benny. You know, last year, as far as I'm concerned, means nothing this year. You know, we got a new group of players on both sides of the ball. I think it's going to be a very conservative game plan for both these teams, feel each other out. I think the key to this game is going to be, pretty cliche, but you got to win the trenches. I think this game's going to be as they pass it the first play. I think this game's going to be won or lost in the trenches. Good little game there.
Yeah, Justin Casey, it appears with the reception is he's going to get a gain of about 11 yards. And Will, one thing I do want to point out to you, kid, that's new from last year. We got Tyler Branco, number 3. He's a captain this year for the Tigers, and this is his first year at the helm for the Tigers as well. So I'm very interested to see what he has to offer tonight, what that gun is looking like as he gets in a nice rhythm to start. And they do run this one up the gut.
You gotta like the Littleton coach calling his number there in the first play, seeing what his guys got.
Yeah.
First snap of QB in his high school career, and he's throwing the ball for a first down, get his confidence going. I like that it was a short pass, too, almost guaranteed a completion.
Yep.
Get him in rhythm. Very, very good play call there. Let's see if this can continue throughout the rest of the drive.
Branco in the shotgun. Little 2-by-1.
Oh, and he stuffed it in the back.
He stuffed about 3 yards in the backfield. That's going to be Jake Taglieri, the other captain. On the handle there.
We were just talking about Branco's arm. Let's see what he's got now. You got a third and about 10 deep in your own territory. You got to imagine they're airing it out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the defense is probably thinking the same thing here. So a little bit of a challenge
Trips
to
left,
start.
It looks like. Let's see what kind of play. Maybe a little wide receiver screen. Get some yards out on the edge. Oh, good take.
Branco just about fakes everybody out in the building. Not a bad play there, but it's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down. So, Tigers, let's see if they bring the punting unit on.
Punt team's going to come on. I don't mind it. As I said, Ben, the keys of this game, it's going to be a conservative game plan on both sides of the ball. And I think it's going to be low scoring, man. I really do. And it's going to be won or lost in the trenches. It's a smart play. See what your defense has got and continue to control the line of scrimmage. That's all you really can do. Especially first game of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like, is that Branco, Will, back there to kick the ball?
It is. Looks like he can do it all, this guy.
They go with the rugby style. You know, I have problems with the rugby style kick, but it works for them on this one as it dribbles on down to the Panther 38-yard line. So that was not, the best series for Littleton, but they came out. They came out of the gate hot. Branco hits Casey for the first down, first play of the game, and then after that, they kind of just stutter out of there.
All right, well, now we're going to get a look at Ayer's Shirley offense versus the Littleton Tigers defense. And looks like we got Daniel Bergen, the junior, 6 foot 160 at QB. I don't know too much about this guy. Let's see what kind of arm he's got. Let's see what kind of offense they're running. It looks very run heavy, if you ask me.
I don't know. What'd you say he was 6'1"?
No, 6 foot. 160.
6 foot. That might be a little generous from here. It looks like we're going to get them on a false start. They'll be moving back 5 yards to start their drive. I don't know, Will. 6 foot might just be a little generous over there.
You know, they always got to add a couple extra inches on the scouting report. That's just standard procedure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If he is 6 foot, he's every inch of it.
You know, Will, we said this right when this game was starting. This Ayer Shirley team, they look big. Bigger than they have in past years. That O-line looks pretty big. They got a couple of hogs on that sucker, let me tell you. Little QB keeper here, left side. Wow, working his way all the way up.
So that's 2 designed QB runs in the first 2 plays of the games here. That might be the game plan for Ayer Shirley going forward.
Yeah, it looks like this kid can run as he gains about maybe 12 yards on that one, 10, something like that.
With that being said, they're going to run, and then they're going to try to hit you over the top. Littleton's got to be ready. That secondary cannot fall asleep.
Yeah. You know, Will, both these teams, little shaky last year. They both ended up with 4 wins. And Ayer Shirley did play an extra game. They ended up at 4-7, and Littleton ends up at 4-6 last year. So both these teams trying to get off to a better start this year. Looks like we got a stoppage. Whistle on the field. Not sure what it's about.
Oh, we got a flag.
Late flag.
Too many men, maybe? Or is this a personal foul? No, we're moving in our direction.
Wow.
Lined up in the neutral zone. That just can't happen.
You can't do that. You cannot do that.
Early season jitters. Let's get them out now. At least it's happening in the first quarter with 9 minutes left. Fourth quarter, we can't be seeing that.
It also takes a little bit. You know, these guys are coming out of the gate. They're fired up. Emotions are taking over right now. Sometimes you don't think as clearly as you should.
They worked all offseason leading up until this moment.
QB keeper for them.
Bergen takes it again.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks pretty good, Will, on that right side. Kid just looks like he can play a little leg sleeve on one.
I have to say, Ben, I don't like my quarterback taking this many hits, though. I mean, he put his nose down and he took a licking there. You don't like to see a quarterback who's, controlling this team. If they want to get to where they want to be at the end of the season, he's going to have to be a huge part of it.
But then again, on the Littleton side of things, you just, keep hitting the crap out of that guy all game. We should be good. Another flag. Illegal motion, maybe? False start, something like that. Yeah, going to be a false start here on the Panthers. So we've already seen
That's 2 on this drive.
Yeah, and 3 penalties total.
Very sloppy here to start out. But you had to expect it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're looking at a very low-scoring ball game in this one. I would be surprised if there's 30 points scored. I think it's going to be the ground and pound. That's the story of this game.
They typically are. I mean, you said it before. Tigers coach Justin Leonard loves to run the ball, and it seems like Ayer Shirley's doing the same thing so far as they hit a little end around. And this guy's got speed. There he goes to the 30, and he's tackled out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
I don't know this for sure, but it looked like number 7, Justin Casey, had a nice opportunity to make an open field tackle there, and he just over-pursued a little bit there out in the open. That's a tough tackle to make, but, when you don't make it, it results in a play like that. So,
yeah, big play there for the Panthers. That was a good gainer, about 35 yards or so. It's a backbreaker for the Tigers.
Good gang tackle there.
Yeah, nothing going on inside. They just decide to hand it off. Little inside zone there, nothing going. If the Tigers, if they can close this stop this run. You know, they're going to have you'd like to think they're going to have a good shot at winning this ball game. At least that's what it's seeming like right out of the gate here. Because all Ayer Shirley's done is run the ball, whether it be bringing somebody on an end around, they run this running back, or the quarterback takes it themselves. That's all they're doing. They haven't really passed it yet.
Another design QB run. Looked like he fumbled that snap a little bit there and decided that it was too late for the read option out on the edge and just took it himself.
Yeah, something about that looked a little broken.
All right, so we got a 3rd and about 7 here for the Tigers. Let's see if they can come up with a big stop. I mean, the scouting report has yet to been out on the Ayer Shirley kicker. I don't know if he is capable of making a field goal from this range, so we very well could be looking at 4-down territory.
Absolutely, and, you know, it's very important that the Tigers are, you know, they've bent a little, but they just can't break. You know what I mean? Scanning, firing.
Gets him out on the edge. Big open field tackle, nice.
Yeah, great tackle there. It's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and what appears to be about 3 yards.
Yeah, and they are going for it.
So it doesn't really seem like they have too much of a kicker left in their back pocket, unless they're just being aggressive here. But
now, if I'm Littleton's coach, Justin Leonard, I'm telling them to watch out on the edges. We could be looking at a jet sweep here, a pitch. I think Ayer's going to try to get on the edge here. When you have a 4th and short, you would think, oh, they're just going to go up the middle, try to get this the hard, gritty way. I think they're going to take this one out to the edge, so you need to be ready on those edges. Contain and make a good open field tackle.
Probably left side if they're going to do it, open side of the field.
Oh, and they jumped.
And you cannot jump on
happen.
that. Everybody in the huddle, everybody on the field has got to be saying, you cannot jump. You can't jump in that situation. It's 4th and 3. And obviously that's going to give them, it's going to give them 5 yards and it's going to give them the 1st down. You cannot do that. Yeah, you have to know better.
That's a crucial mistake there. Whoever jumped offside is going to have to make up for that.
You just have to watch the ball. You just have to watch the ball. You gotta base it off instincts. If the ball moves, you go. If it doesn't, then you don't. Just cannot happen. Well, that's a blunder right there, man. Hopefully they can come back as doesn't seem like they're coming back. Oh, he's on the 1 yard line. Maybe they can make a goal line stand here.
I mean, as you said, Ben, you got to be communicating on that defensive line of scrimmage. Everyone's got to be telling each other, watch the ball. It goes to the 1st level, 2nd level's got to be saying that, 3rd level. It just needs to be fluent throughout the whole defense in that situation. That's just a crucial mistake.
You know, well, that's just discipline. You know, does it come down to the coaching? Does it come down to the player themselves? Of course, it's both. You need to know in that situation not to jump. You can be late on the ball in that situation. You can't give them those 5 yards. That's big, huge. So they hand it off inside here.
Good stuff.
Oh, he keeps on chugging. Kyle pushes, but it's still going to be a little short.
Now, how about a goal line stand here? How about a goal line stand?
That'd really be something. You know they're going to...
You know, you might have jumped off sides, but it's on to the next play. And if you can make a stand here for your defense, that's all that matters. Keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, well, it's 3rd down now. The Panthers, they got to be thinking, hey, we got 2 downs to get 1 yard and a touchdown. So this is going to be a tough stop. Heavy set
Looks
here.
like they're in the double wing. And they're going to go outside with it and touchdown.
Yeah. Just so hard to make that stop. They come in with the heavy set, and they just put it up Littleton's throat. You can't make a mistake like that. But if you are the Panthers, you got to hand it to them because they capitalized on it. And they go up 6-0.
Prop to Ayer Shirley's play call there. I like the play a lot. Just when you think that you're going to ground and pound inside, you take the pitch outside in open space. But
they are going to be going for 2, it appears.
All right, so you know what? That tells me that Ayer Shirley does not have a leg on that sideline.
No. And we know Littleton has a leg with Branco.
Yeah. That could be a key advantage here.
Now, you see if they can get the stop. Littleton can get the stop, create a little momentum going the other way. We'll see. In the heavy set again. Oh, and
did he get it?
And it looks like he got it. They got to get. We talked about it. These linemen look big up front,
Yeah.
and they're moving that line up front, and that's the difference right now.
I mean, if there's one silver lining to take away from that drive, Ayer did have to work for it. That was, I mean, had to be at least a 10, 12 play drive there.
Yeah.
Right down the field. If it wasn't for an offsides, who knows what happens on that fourth down. I thought Littleton's defense, they looked solid on that drive. They looked solid. They didn't look great, but, you know, they looked solid. They did well at the middle. Let's shore up those edges a little bit. The defensive ends need to be playing some contain, force everything back inside, and I think we'll be all right. Let's get this offense going, see if we can march down the field and respond.
Yeah, I would agree. It's good insight, Will. It's good insight. You know, maybe you blame that offsides penalty on a lack of leadership out there. I really don't think that's the case. However, they are missing some notable players have graduated, and all the captains last year have graduated. Teddy Hunt being one of those people, Nick Brooks, Zach Miller, and Owen Reedy. Those are some important guys. Those are some heavy hitters, literally.
And if I know anything about Nick Brooks, I know he would have been hooting and hollering about not jumping off sides there.
Yeah. You know, he might get you 15 every once in a while for hooting and hollering, but at least he's going to tell you to stay on sides. Good little return here by Branco up to the 33. Branco's all over the place. He's playing quarterback. He's returning kicks. He's kicking the ball. Yeah, it's a good player for this team. Captain.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Branco taking the realm here and leading this team. I remember my senior year watching him as we were both wide receivers and corners. We worked a lot of drills together, and you know, I saw the kid progress freshman until now where he's leading the team. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We've seen him a lot at wide receiver. He was a good wide receiver. What does he have at quarterback? Maybe we're going to find out today, aren't we? Little 2-by-1 seems to be the offense they've been running everything out of. And, you know, Will, that's just – it's a little too predictable at this stage in the game.
I'm seeing a lot of black jerseys and not a lot of white jerseys.
And, you know, speaking of the jerseys, Lincoln and I, who's not here tonight, but that's, you know, a tale for another time. Lincoln and I were reaming Ayer because – who puts dark numbers on a dark uniform? It's very hard to see, ladies and gents. So I just want you guys to bear with us if we don't get the numbers right the first time, because it is tough to see, let me tell you.
At least give him credit for putting the white outline.
And then you have a guy like Mr. Lynn. Let's go white jersey, blue numbers. That's all it takes as they run outside here for nothing, maybe even minus. And again, we're just...
Oh, we got a flag.
Let's see. Little extracurriculars,
yeah,
Will. What did you see there?
I mean, I saw the players going back and forth, jibber-jabbing each way. This is a judgment call. I don't know what the Blues going to rule here. He was pointing towards the Ayer direction. So.
That would be big, Will. 15 yards and a first down no matter what.
We're going this way.
Wow.
Huge. Needed that. Needed that more than ever.
Wow.
Now we have to capitalize on a costly, silly mistake from Ayer. You just have to compose yourself there.
You know, just when you think the Tigers, or let's just pose this from the Ayer side of the ball. You think you got them all wrapped up. You think you got them figured out. You did. You stopped them on 2 plays. But then you give them 15 in the first down, a little momentum. Let's see. Well, as you said, let's see what the Tigers can do with it.
Maybe try to go up the middle here. We've tried 2 plays to get outside on the edge, and they're swallowing it up. Just ground and pound right down the gut. And that's what we do.
Right up the middle, maybe about 3 yards. He's fighting heavy for it. I think that's Casey on the carry. Seems to be their bell cow.
Hey, we'll take 3 yards every play. We'll take 3 yards.
Yeah, you know, you get 3 on first down, then you're up to 6 yards on second down.
Then 9,
and
then a first down.
Yeah. You know, as much as I'd like to see Branco air this sucker out, I mean, they've been running the ball a lot, and if it's working, then you got to stick with it. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Branco has it himself. He might have handed it. Oh, great move. to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Oh, he's still chugging, carrying the pile.
Good play by Branko.
He's going to be close to a first down.
Fights for extra yards. They thought they had him in the backfield, and he made some magic happen. And that is Littleton's leader right there, putting the team on his back and giving them a chance to extend this drive.
You know, Will, I'm hearing that Branko was a soccer player up until freshman year. He had never played any football. And then he signs up for football, and look at him now, under the lights.
Yes,
Big
Ben,
game.
I did know that. That's part of the reason why I mentioned his progression, just coming from a freshman who didn't really know the game all too well and just learning the ins and outs and then extending to the position where he is now. It's very impressive. You don't see soccer players transition to football and become the starting QB every day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As the Tigers move the chains there with a nice little inside run, they needed 1 yard and they got 1.5, so you got to hand it to them. And yeah, well, about the soccer thing in Branko, I mean, that would explain the kicking too. And maybe that'll come to be a factor later in the game.
I mean, the kid is just an athlete, and I think he gets it from his father, as we would know. Ladies and gentlemen, we do compete with Branko's father in a men's softball and flag football league, and he's quite the player as well. So let's pass it down to his son here.
Give it to Casey again. Nice little end around play. They're going to get about 5 yards on it.
Keep running this ball.
They haven't passed it since the first drive.
If they can get to if they can get to a 2nd and 2, maybe air it out. But I think you just keep running it at this point.
Yeah, you know, you got to take your medicine. You got to keep doing what works, ladies and gents. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. And we're just taking a short little glance here at the Tigers and the Panthers' remaining schedules. I mean, the Tigers are coming in week 3. That's going to be Friday the 26th against Tyngsboro. That should be a good game, as I point that one out. But right before Tyngsboro is going to play Littleton, Ayer Shirley's got them week 2. So that'll be a good tester to see where our teams are at right now, because you know both of these teams are going to be fired up to play Tyngsboro, because as we were, that was you see that red and white,
oh boy,
just angers you just a little bit.
And you know, they got the best of us, and that still leaves a sorry taste in my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Will, did you want to introduce us to our game sponsor again?
Yeah, and I just wanted to come back to this for any folks who missed the beginning and mention that tonight's game is sponsored by Neshoba Club Pizza and Tap Room, located on 14 Central Ave in Ayer. Very good pizza. Ben and I, we've been there a couple times, you know. Nothing to shake a stick at, so get you some pizza here. It'll be here by halftime, and then you can have some for the second half. And they're open Tuesday to Sunday from 11:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. And big thank you to them for sponsoring tonight's game. It's huge, and it keeps this program going, so we really appreciate that. And scan that QR code, maybe rewind and get you some pizza there. So
absolutely. Well, you know, we haven't had a slice yet tonight, but at halftime we're going to be sinking our teeth into a little Neshoba pie, if you will.
Oh, you can bet that.
And, you know, I just have a feeling that, listen, if you're a cheese person, you're going to like this pie. If you're a sauce person, you might even like it more. And if you like the crust, then
forget about it.
Then this stuff is gold, ladies and gents. But anyway, back to the game. We got 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 for the Tigers here. Well, they are in 4th down territory.
I'd say just run it twice here. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah,
just run it twice.
I would agree.
Oh, bad snap though.
Fumbles it a little bit.
Yikes.
And you know what, Will?
You know what? Bad snap or not, he was getting
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Did they just get another personal?
Yes. Wow.
I mean, Ayer is just giving it to Littleton here. That is so undisciplined, and if I'm Ayer's coach, I'm chewing them up at halftime. For this
you gotta take that kid out. You gotta sit him for at least a play, maybe even a series. You gotta send a little message, man, because this stuff You can't be doing this
This
stuff
will
if you're
lose you
Ayer.
ball games, man. I mean, you have a huge play, and I get the excitement. You just stuffed him in the backfield, made a crazy play. They might even have decided to punt after the play that he just made, and he just got too out of control and, got carried away with his emotions. And that's the stuff that will lose you ball games. And it's, you know what? The worst thing about that is it's not actually about the football game itself. It's not about, the skill of the individual player. It's just the mental errors that really get you.
In the shotgun, Branko's going to take it himself. Looked like he had a little speed on the left side, but dragged down after a short gain, Will. And as you were talking about the penalties, Littleton, they made a big mistake, as we saw. As ladies and gents, I'm sure you don't forget, they got that offsides penalty on 4th and 3, gives them 5 yards and a first down. Now the Tigers, they've been gifted some plays here.
Ayer gifted them 30 yards worth of penalties on this drive.
Yep. And so you know what? Ayer came up big on your mistake. You got to cash in on theirs now too.
Yep.
And
good. Good move by
Branko
to make something out of that.
Will, there's this you can't run this option play all day.
Yeah.
You can't. This is
it's also it's not fluent in the backfield. There's a lot of commotion and chaos. It doesn't really look like they're in sync. So I think you got to ditch the option if you can't run it properly and you're fumbling the ball. You just got to stick to the basics and ground and pound. I mean, as someone on the Ayer Shirley defense is down here.
Looks like he's stretching. It might just be a cramp.
Let's hope it's just a cramp.
So, ladies and gents, looking at your fall sports teams for Littleton. Boys cross country, off to a great start, 1-0. Girls cross country, maybe just a little bit of work, 0-1, but it's a long season there. Varsity soccer, solid record, 2-1. They have the same record as the girls soccer team, so those guys keep doing what you're doing. Boys varsity golf, good stuff there.
Yeah,
Will,
that's
maybe
a winning record.
I heard they have good short game, but the best for last. The girls varsity field hockey, 0-4. Just a little bit more practice.
That's all.
Just a few more sprints. You're there. They're right there. They can taste it. I know they can. They just need to get over the hump.
Win the next 4 games, you're 500. There you go. New season.
Yep. Indeed. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. The Tigers face yet another 3rd down.
Looks
on
like
this
that's
drive.
number 16 for Ayer, Anthony Carpenter, the senior, who plays linebacker.
Oh, boy. Oh, I think that's picked off. It was hard to see, but it is. And we got a little return. He's still on his feet. Oh, there he goes, past the 30. They whistled him down. That's going to be Manny Gabino, a name that I'm familiar with, a little too familiar with, as he makes himself a friend of mine again. Manny Gabino just, Will, it looked like Branko was trying to force something over the middle, 3rd and 7. You're just trying to get it downfield, trying to get it across that marker, force it into trouble. It was double covered, man. It's a mistake.
Here's why I don't like this play call. I don't like the play call because Branko, that was his 2nd time airing it out this game. And you call a play where he's throwing it across the middle of the field. If I'm the coach, I need to protect my quarterback. And when he's still getting into a rhythm here in the first half, everything's going out to the edge. Because when you're throwing it inside, that's where you get in trouble. If you float a ball, it's going to the safety. Tip balls, you got guys all around to make that play, as we saw there. You got to protect your quarterback. Just get it quick out to the edge. Yeah, not a huge fan of the play call there. And, that's the result.
As much of the play call, it's on Branko too, man. He was trying to force it, like I said, just trying to do just a little too much, move the chains. In the middle of the field, that's a dangerous place to be, Will, like you said, trying to get into a rhythm. It's a tough turnover, it really is. And as that guy's shot out of the cannon.
That looked scary there for a second, Ben. I'm not going to lie. He was getting some speed going.
Yeah, I just don't even know who that is. I can't really see it from here. Number 4. I don't see a number 4 on the roster here.
All right, well, let's hope that the Littleton defense can show a little bit more discipline here and get this Ayer offense off the field.
Yeah, good little run there for Ayer as they run it again here on the 2x1. Good stop, but it looks like he has enough to keep the chains moving.
That's still a good tackle. Got low, wrap up the feet. Good for him right there.
You know, if Ayer goes down the field right now, they keep draining this clock. They go up 2 possessions. You know, you really question Littleton at that point because do they have the firepower to come back after 2 possessions? You know, it's like the Patriots. Once they're down, you know, it's very questionable if they're going to come back or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're going to have to find out.
Just going to have to find out.
And ladies and gents, you're going to do that by sticking here on LCTV Sports. And while we're on that, tonight's game sponsor, just to reiterate, it's going to be Neshoba Club Pizza and Tap Room. Scan that QR code. Scan it now.
Quickly, before it's gone. Get you some pizza.
Order yourself a pie. Looks like they got salads too. Maybe a burger even.
Open late, guys. Open till 9 o'clock, so don't be scared.
And it'll be here around halftime. So that seems like something that that wouldn't take much convincing for me to do. Well, I'm hearing word of a blueberry pizza.
A blueberry
with
pizza.
Maple syrup drizzle.
I don't know if I can get behind that, Ben. I really don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, pineapple is as far as I'll go.
If you have a sweet tooth. Now, that's something I want to bring up. Because pineapple on pizza, I mean, I like to keep my fruit and my pizza, my savory things, separate.
Yeah.
QB keeper, long stride there.
I'm not the biggest pineapple on pizza guy, but I can see the argument. I've had it here and there. I see the argument. I mean, blueberries and what'd you say it was?
Maple syrup drizzle.
Yikes, dude. Just get a pancake or something.
No. Yeah, at that point, just ship it up to Denny's.
IHOP, Denny's, chalk it up.
As Bergen on the carry, but there is some laundry down on the turf right now as the Stripers figure this one out. They're sorting it. Oh, and it's going backwards.
Wow. This is just very Is this a 15-yard personal again? I think it is.
Might be holding.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I'll tell you, man, the penalties.
We're going to take it.
The penalties are piling up here for Ayer. And Littleton will take every single yard they can get at this point. And I mean, I think that's the only reason that Ayer isn't up at least 2 touchdowns at this point is just because all the penalties they have had. I mean.
Yeah. Yep, and the Tigers had their fair share of penalties so far, too. Big one, too. Bergen drops back, throws a duck.
Pick! Wow, what a play! What a play by number 2! Number 2! Not on the
Cole Mackey.
Cole Mackey! Wow. As a former cornerback myself, I love that for him. What a play. The junior. What a play by Cole Mackey.
Yeah. You know, and Bergen, he took his 3-step drop. He fired it. It was kind of a Peyton Manning wobbler right out of the gate. and it lands just a little short. And you know what? Hats off to Mackey, the junior, listed 5'9", 165. And you know what? He plays at all 5'9".
Good for him. I'm happy for Mackey. Yeah. Great technique there. He was with him all the way and got his head around and made a great play on the ball.
Exactly.
When Littleton needed it most, too.
Yeah. They go on 2. Franco searching. Not exactly sure what he was looking at there. Well, and one thing I do want to come back to is how big of a penalty that was for Ayer. Because instead of 2nd and 2, after they run it 8 yards, they get the holding, and then it ends up being whatever it is.
Just shooting
10 yards
in
back.
The foot.
Then they decide to throw the ball,
Yep.
which they wouldn't have done otherwise, and Mackey coming up big for Littleton.
But let's not get too excited because we've yet to see anything from this Littleton offense. We
Nope.
need to respond to this. You know, Mackey really picked him up. He saw the air interception and said, okay, yeah, that's cool. How about one of my own?
Yeah. Taglieri searching. Nothing. Dropped in the backfield. Uh-oh. A little slow to get up, but I think he's fine.
I'll tell you what, man. This Ayers defense is kind of nails against the run, dude. They're not letting anything through.
You know, Will, they're nails because the Tigers have passed it 3 times. And the rest of the however many plays, they've ran it up the gut. So, you know, I'd like to see just a little bit more creativity.
You know, I was just about to say that. I want to see head coach Justin Leonard, you know, draw some creative plays here. I think that's what it's going to take to get this offense going.
It is.
You can't just keep running the same play over and over and over again and expect something different to happen. Yeah, maybe a hook and ladders, Statue of Liberty type play, like
little
something
flea flick.
creative. Oh, he's going deep. And he almost came up.
I'll tell you what, Will. I'll tell you what, kid. DB totally misread that ball.
And it almost resulted.
And that was a big opportunity for Austin Haggerty to come, the sophomore, to come up with that ball. Because that was a pretty well thrown ball. And that DB, defensive back, ladies and gents, for those of you who don't know the terminology, cut in on that ball, and it went over his head. And it looked like Austin Haggerty had a great chance to go up and make a play on that ball. Will, what did you see there?
Yeah, I mean, if I have any critique on Branco throughout this game thus far, he's been incredible, but the throws are a little wobbly, and I want to see a little bit more zip on these balls he's throwing because I think that Branco had Haggerty maybe a five or so yards sooner if he just zips it in there. The problem was it was a lob, and it gave the DB a chance to come up and kind of cause some commotion there, but, you know.
Just able to distract the wide receiver just enough, and now Will, being a former, as there was a little low dribbling snap on that pump, but it ends up being not a bad kick to the 30-yard line. As a former defensive back, a cornerback yourself, if you've ever been in the situation where you undercut a ball like that and you realize, maybe this is going a little further over my head than I thought, is the first reaction, oh, crap.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. He knows he got away with that one there, too.
But you know what? Mike Lynn always used to tell me is if you made a mistake like that, just grab the defender and pull him down because the worst case scenario is you get a pass interference and it's 10, 15 yards as opposed to a touchdown?
Yep. That's a good point, Will, because in the NFL, which we're so used to watching, it's a spot call. Wherever the penalty happened, that's where the ball's going to end up. But no, you're right. You tackle him, it ends up being 15 yards. It could be 90 yards downfield.
Yep.
They run it again up the middle. That might be Gabino on the carry. It looks like it is. Spinning, fighting. And he might have just enough to move the chains.
That was a tough 3-and-out there from the Tigers, I can't lie, because you just get a very crucial interception by Mackey, and then your defense is right back out there.
Yeah.
No rest for the defense.
Yeah. And now you're given no rest, and you're given Ayer all the chance in the world to go up 2 scores here. And that's about the 3rd play in a row. That's about the exact same thing. I think it's Gabino again up the middle for about 9, maybe 8.
And I'll tell you what, Ben, I think Littleton's going to have to just clog this run up because I can't see Ayer doing anything but running the ball every single play of this drive after what happened in the last drive.
Yeah.
It's going to be run.
Yeah.
And if Littleton can't stop him, it's going to be run, touchdown.
Yeah. And they just do it again. Oh, this time the quarterback's going to keep it. Works the sideline. And gets the first down. And, Will, you talk about clogging up that center. The center of the field, I mean to say. Back in my days, Coach Lynn would go, jumbo, 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 and outran your Tyler Krauses, outran your Kevin McDonalds, your Gillies, maybe even your Landon Palmers. And they're just there, to
I'll get
claw
up.
them gaps. Take up 2 gaps, and if you can't, then just dive at their feet and take up some real estate. And maybe that's what this game is going to come down to. Call it dirt dogging when you dive down to take up a gap.
Dirt dog.
Oh, a little pressure. Oh, but because they get it to Gabino on a screen.
Nice
And he's
play.
swallowed up by Taglieri. Nice aggressive tackle by him.
Good to see. Good to see Jake Taglieri get back in this game.
Yeah.
Looks like he's still laboring on that leg a little bit, but made a nice play there. Looks like he's gonna power through, and that's just the heart that kid has.
And it's always a little easier to labor with what you got after you make a good play.
Yeah. Check it out, guys. I just made that tackle, and my leg hurts.
Yeah. Maybe a little embellishment, but no guts, no glory. Right side, Burger. About 5 yards on the carry there, and you know what? We can rag on Littleton for just running the ball, but that's all that Ayer's doing too,
here.
and it's working better for them. Let me tell
Might
you.
be the biggest third down of the game, and this is where those bells start.
Yeah.
Gotta have this. I mean, if you ask me, they're probably going for it. We're looking at 4 downs here, but if you can make a stop here, maybe clog it in the backfield, they might have something to consider.
Give it to the end around.
Oh, wow. Had him.
Oh,
wow.
It looked like Matt Gray, the senior, came off that edge and had a great opportunity to tackle him, but he just slips through his fingers, and he has enough for the first down. Yeah. Yeah, Will. They're chewing a lot of clock here. And as we know, unlike the NFL, there's no 2-minute warning. And they haven't proven to be a big play offense either, so they might want to start thinking about hurrying up here. But we'll have to see. I mean, we're almost ticking down to 2 minutes here. I do believe they have all their timeouts, though. And this same old... Sound like a broken record. Up to Gabino. Up the middle.
Who gets ball at half?
I believe the Ayer Panthers get the ball at half, if I remember
That's
correctly.
what I thought. So they might just be content here to take this one down. Know they're getting ball at the half. Don't let Littleton's offense get back out there.
I don't know, Will, because Littleton hasn't proven to do anything. You'd maybe think they'd get a little aggressive here and try to go up 2 scores. Ladies and gents, as the clock ticks down here to half, we encourage you guys to stay with us during halftime for the Ayer Shirley marching band. And you know what, Will? I'll tell you what. These cats in the band, they look legit. They got hats. They got uniforms. They got all the bells and the whistles. The whole kit and caboodle, if you will, ladies and gents.
Yeah, props to the marching band. They are not messing around, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to want to stick around and check that out because they look pretty legit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They got the uniform going. They got the trumpets, the trombones,
they got
whatever
the
you
cymbals.
want to call it. They got everything.
Yeah. Maybe even the triangle, too.
The flute.
Yeah.
Recorder.
And it is, I believe it's spirit. They have a little spirit thing going on here, and that spirit of the week is Patriots. So it's a little American themed, which is a little extra something to watch out for, I guess. Give it to Gabino again.
Good stop there.
Well, it's going to bring up another third down
I'm
for
telling
them.
you, man, I think they're content taking this to half. I really am. I think they're content.
You'd like to say, hey, let's run a few plays to try to get in the field goal range if you're going to do that, but they don't have a kicker.
It's third and long here, though, and I'm surprised head coach Justin Leonard isn't calling any of his timeouts. I mean, he's saving them, but usually the philosophy that I like to go by is you use them as much when you got as much time as possible on the clock, and then you let it wind down. I don't like saving them, and then you just got to use it in situations like this.
They do decide. Burger.
Oh, pick! Yes!
I think it's going to be a penalty on Littleton.
Wow.
I think a face mask, I believe, if I was watching correctly.
Wow, man.
I think, and I'm not certain, that That's on Josh West. It's going to be kind of like arm barred him, grabbed onto him.
Come on, man. That was huge.
Yeah. It's getting a little ugly out here for the Tigers. You know, with the way things are going, you'd think you'd look at the scoreboard 21-0 right now. No.
Yeah.
Tigers are still very much so in the balance. It's only 8-0. If they can get out of this without giving up any more points at half, you'd be happy with that. If
I don't know,
Justin
Ben.
Leonard.
Did you see that roughing the passer? Is that one of those ticky-tack calls, or was it okay?
I thought...
We're hearing, all right, our sources upstairs are telling me it's legit, so yeah.
I did get a good watch on it. I thought it was a face mask originally because he kind of ripped him down by one arm.
Yeah, that's
maybe
tough.
Even a horse collar too, but it was excessive,
backfield,
I will say.
Got his hands on the QB and just got a little bit too excited, but
yeah.
What are you going to do? I'll tell you what, though, that might be the last time Ayer decides to air out that ball after Berger's thrown his second straight interception, technically.
Yeah. So we have a stoppage of play here. I'm not sure exactly who took the timeout. I think Littleton was the one who took it, so I'm hearing from the kind gentleman to my left here, who's got laser fingers, by the way, hasn't missed a second on the scoreboard so far. He's doing a great job. He's also telling us that the pizza over there at Neshoba Tap and Grill is the best he's ever had.
You gotta have the spitball pizza.
We're hearing from sources on the far left of the booth, the spitball pizza is the way to go. What's on the spitball pizza?
Spitball. You have the spinach and meatball.
Oh.
Spinach and meatball.
Okay.
Spinball. Okay. The spinball pizza, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. You got spinach and meatballs. So if you like spinach and meatballs and you like pizza, put it all together and you got the spinball pizza.
Yeah. You know, Will, speaking of spinning the ball here, let's see if the Tigers can spin this ball right around and score on the other side of the field.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm the Tigers defense, I'm begging Ayer to throw the ball. Please throw the ball, because we would like an interception, please.
Yeah. You know, Will, now that we're on the topic of Italian foods, you know, we're talking chicken parm. I was big, you got to put mozzarella on the chicken parm.
Yeah.
Right? But then I went over to the folks up in Rumney, New Hampshire, and they were putting a little provolone on there. It has a little more bite as the Tigers get a nice stop in the backfield. So now, and this was a new thing for me. I never thought of putting provolone on chicken parm. So I was thinking mozzarella, obviously. But now that I had the provolone, I mean, that was pretty good. Might have to change it up every once in a while. What do you think?
I'll agree. I mean, mozzarella's the standard. That's the default. But Mrs. Palmer, she likes to mix things up there in Rumney, New Hampshire. And she threw some provolone on there, and I was a fan.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the provolone. And we should also mention, on the flip side here, that Ayer has no more timeouts. So 29 seconds, they're probably going to have to air out the ball here.
Yeah. And if they were trying to score, like we mentioned earlier, it took a little too much time. Just kind of ditzing around, running here, running right. I mean, you're holding the ball, which is good, but you're ruining your chances to score. And, Will, maybe you're right. Maybe they were just trying to take it to half.
Yeah. I think now they might be content, but as we saw, they did try to air it out on that one play and didn't go too well, besides the roughing the passer. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do here. Are they going to be aggressive, or are they just going to try to run and maybe catch Littleton off guard here?
Got 3 receivers to the close side of the screen. They're firing it. It's a folly floater meatball.
Wow.
And that should have been picked. It should have been picked. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was right in his lap.
I mean, this number 1 for Ayer is just he's throwing some balls up there for Littleton. Maybe in the second half we could see a monster pick 6.
Yeah. He's putting a lot of air up in front of that ball. It's like, you know, in the backyard playing 500, you just toss it up and see who comes down with it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that was a little, maybe, I don't know if that was a 500, maybe a 300.
It definitely wasn't a jackpot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, That was Taglieri on the coverage there, and it looked like he should have came down with it. So hopefully that doesn't cost them. But it is 4th down here. So see if the Tigers can get off the field.
Throwing it again. Oh.
Not a bad ball, maybe a little high. Looked like the receiver had a chance at it. Well, what did you see from here? It's far corner.
The receiver had a chance at it, but that was a very wobbly. That was a duck.
Yeah.
Hard for the receiver to track that one.
Yeah.
You'd like to see a tight spiral come in there.
Yeah.
But
I would agree.
I do think that the receiver needs to come up with that play. I'm pretty sure it went right through his hands.
And Will, as a former quarterback yourself, we always say, hey, you got to buckle the seatbelt. You got to follow through on that ball. And when you do that, the ball ends up a little lower, and it also ends up being a tighter spiral.
Precisely. And Ben, don't sell yourself too short. You are the QB of our flag football team, so.
Yeah, well, the average age is over 40 years old, so I try not to talk about it. Try not to brag about it too much. And Tigers are probably the smart move the way things have been going for them. Just to take it at half, and that's going to do it. It's going to do it for your first half of the game here. Your Ayer Shirley Panthers are up 8-0. And like I mentioned briefly before, please stick with us, ladies and gentlemen. We encourage you from our heart of hearts to stay here for the halftime. You're going to watch the Ayer Shirley legit marching band come out here and put on the show, ladies and gents. So stick with us here at LCTV, and Will and I will catch you for the second half.
Washington, D.C. That's right out in front of the concession stand. Thank you to the Littleton cheerleaders for being here tonight. Doing a great job over there, so thank you. Coach Angelina for bringing them here to perform fans. Thank you. The Shirley Region High School marching band will be taking the field soon as they get their equipment in place. Just to let you know, the show title is called Alice in Wonderland. It's directed by Mr. Connolly, our band director, and a great music teacher. Give it up for Mr. Connolly out there. And the staff includes Cole Roy, Tony McDonald, Ryan Maine, Jason McDonald, Thaddeus Jordan, Paul Berger, and Kevin Lewis. Jim Majors, Lindsay Kaplan, and Olivia Freeman, and the marching band singer Jill Herrera and Dylan Dennis. A round of applause as they take the field. Led by Mr. Connolly. Mr. Connolly, say hello to us. Olivia Kramer, the drum major.
And welcome back here to Ayer, Shirley, Massachusetts for the second half of the Tigers versus Panthers game. The Panthers are leading 8-0 as both teams have done a little stretching. Well, you know, we saw a couple of crucial plays, a lot of penalties on both sides, but the biggest one being the offsides penalty on 4th and 3 that Littleton had that kept the Panthers offense on the field and the drive moving. They ended up scoring a touchdown. And right now, that seems to be the difference in the game.
I'll tell you what, though, if I'm head coach Justin Leonard, I am thrilled to only be down by one possession after that first half.
Absolutely.
You know, it really seemed like the Panthers outplayed the Tigers, but when it comes down to it, it's still an 8-0 ball game, and you know this is still anyone's win right here. This is up for grabs, and the fact that we're only down 8 points is honestly a blessing.
Yeah, you know, Will, you said it. Anybody can win this one. It really just comes down to who wants it more. That's what we're going to have to see in the second half, and the only way you're going to find out, ladies and gents, is if you stick with us to the end here on LCTV Sports.
You know what, Ben? I'm seeing something in these Tigers' eyes. I can see it. They want a W.
Yep.
They're tired of getting pushed around.
Yep. We saw them talking amongst themselves during the stretches. They seemed a little fired up. Hopefully they bring more focus into the second half as Branco gets ready to boot this sucker to the Panthers. It's a good leg.
Looks like we're going to get a return here.
Gabino, not the guy you wanted to have the ball. And there he goes a little bit. Oh, but a good tackle there.
I'll tell you what, man, that's a big kid.
He is.
He's pretty big. He's got a pretty sturdy lower half, too. He's got to be tough to bring down. Good on the Tigers there. Nice gang tackle.
Yeah. Gabino brings him right up to the 30-yard line. Pretty good return. About 20 yards there.
As far as the Littleton's defense goes, I wouldn't change much. The only time they really got beat was out on the edges. So as I've been saying, just got to play some contain. Let's force everything inside, and I think they should be fine. And I mean, I really don't see Ayer throwing the ball too much in this half.
They hit him with a little pitch, but he's dragged
down
down there.
I'm talking about. If we can just limit the edges, the Littleton defense is going to be just fine. Honestly, at this point in the ball game, it's all up to the offense. What is the offense going to do? What changes, what adjustments were made at half? Just going to have to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be Matt Gray with a great stop there on first down for the Tigers. Able to wrap up the ball carrier and bring him on down. And it's going to force 2nd and 10 here for the Panthers as they line up in a run set. And they run just about the same play to the other side this time. They give it to Gabino, and he's bouncing off people. And there he goes. He's big. He's a big boy. And he's rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling all the way to the 30-yard line.
We were just talking about that lower half of his, and he just kept churning and churning and churning.
He's got the lower half, and he certainly has the midsection, ladies and gents, because he just shrugged off that Tiger tackler, put him in the dirt, and then kept on moving for about 15 more yards. They get up to the 31-yard line on that one.
You know, it looks like Ayer made a adjustment at half, and they've come out in the double wing to start the second half.
Whatever you want to call it, double wing, heavy set, 2 tight ends, and they're just chugging. You know what, Will? You know what they're doing? They're just punching the Tigers right in the mouth.
And let's punch back.
Yeah, punch back. Maybe with a little finesse this time, because we ain't running the ball like this, let me tell you.
Yeah. Justin Leonard, I know he's got a little something up his sleeve.
You know, we were harping on him. Just a little bit. Mr. Leonard, just a little bit more creativity. Just a little bit more. We can't keep getting away with these option passes, these end arounds, these up-the-middle runs. There's only so many times you can call that.
And let's not let Christian Paulette slip under the radar, the offensive coordinator for the Tigers. Let's get something going here.
Wrestled down to the ground by Matt Gray, but it's after a lengthy gain, and it moves the chains.
All right, well, I guess the silver lining here is you do have them in a good spot. You know, you got 15 yards. You're just defending your goal line. I don't expect Ayer to air the ball out. We saw how that went. So, I mean, at this point, really all this is you just got to buckle up and make a play.
You know what they're doing. They're coming out in this heavy set. You know they're going to try to run the ball here. They run a little pitch. There's Gabino searching, roaming, rolling on down to the 5-yard line. This has been his drive, and they're just riding him all the way down to near the goal line here. And the first down marker appears to be at the 4-yard line, so they can still pick up the first.
Looks like Littleton's going to take a timeout here. Okay, yeah. Littleton timeout.
You know, well, that's such an interesting timeout, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's two sides of the equation. On one side, you know, you guys are kind of getting ran through. You can tell they're gasping for air.
Yeah.
Justin Leonard just wants to give them a little break. But on the other side, you're also fueling up the beast, and that is Gambino, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Gabino.
And, yeah, this kid's getting some Gatorade at him, and I imagine he's just going to keep chugging that thing right through the center of the defense. So
he's replenishing the glycogen storage.
Like you said, I don't know if this timeout really accomplishes much.
No.
And
it's with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. You virtually have a whole second half to play. But you know what, Will? You know what it kind of tells you? They're putting a lot of weight on if the Panthers go up 2 scores here. Because otherwise, why do you call that timeout? You're calling it up to scheme up some defensive game plan here. And because they know that if Ayer goes down here and puts it in, then they got a big old mountain to climb. Big old mountain with the way they've been moving the ball.
Yeah, man. I mean, this has just been a demoralizing drive, for being honest.
They did get the first down on that, so they're going to have 4 downs to squeak this sucker in from the 3-yard line. I don't know, Will. I'm not a betting man, but those odds aren't great for the Tigers. Let me tell you. So what do you think? You think that Ayer's just going to come out here and run the ball up the gut, or maybe they hit him with a little pop pass?
Oh, a little pop pass to Gambino. Okay, they stopped him.
He's fighting, and he's going to and it's going to be about 2nd and a foot.
Yeah, this is not the way you wanted to see the Tigers start the half. I mean, they're just getting the ball run down their throat. This is not looking good.
No, because it tires out the defense, keeps the offense off the field for a long time. And they're chewing a lot of clock with this as well. Fighting, no signal yet from the umpires. And it's going to be a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Something I'm starting to notice. The Tigers are thin on that sideline, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, mama.
I mean, there ain't nobody over there.
No, there ain't.
And then you look at the Ayer sideline.
Yeah. They got some bodies to work with.
They got bodies out the wazoo, and you look at Littleton, and you got a couple backups for each position. That's about it.
So Shirley's going to go for 2 here, and yeah, well, you're right. Shirley, they got a slew of players, and the Tigers, well, they
little fumble snap there. At least they're going to get that.
You can almost count on one hand how many players are over there on the Tigers sideline.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's kind of wild.
That's crazy.
And it does make a difference. You know, you want to have depth. You want to get fresh guys in where you can.
I mean, the reason I mentioned that is because, you know, we're harping on how tired and gassed the Littleton defense looks, but I mean, what are they going to do about it? It's not like you can bring in a fresh new slate of players. What you see is what you got on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to show here in the second half.
So the Tigers here, well, now this is something I'm very interested to see. How do they respond? A gut punch. They received a gut punch to start the second half. Are they going to get up? I Italian stallion style, Rocky Balboa, and fight him away? Or are they going to curl up into the fetal position and let Ayer Shirley walk away with this one?
I think they're going to get up and fight. If I know anything about the Littleton Tigers, it don't matter who's out on that field. If you have that emblem on your helmet, you're going to fight to that very last whistle.
Yep. Otherwise, you're doing a disservice to the program. You're doing a disservice to the athletic director, Mike Lynn, who is going to retire after this year, ladies and gents. What a career he's had here. As a football coach, as an AD, just everything. Hats off to that guy. Congratulations on a great career.
When you put on those Littleton jerseys, you're wearing Mike Lynn's heart and soul. And you better not disrespect that, and you better give it everything you have on each and every play till the final whistle. I don't care how tired or how many players are on that sideline.
Yep. So that's going to be a touchback for the Tigers. They get the ball here at the 20. They got 80 yards to go. Well, it's just there's nothing. You can't sugarcoat it. They got 80 yards, and they got to get it in the end zone. Now it's now or never. It really is. It's now or never because you know. The next time Ayer Shirley's getting this ball back, they just been chewing that clock.
Yep.
And time right now is not in Littleton's favor. It is not their friend. Bad snap. You know, Will, and I'll tell you firsthand.
I don't know how you wanted to start that. That was a bad snap. That's on the center. What's your insight there as a former center yourself?
As I always try to remember, you snap the ball, then you block. You have two jobs.
Yep.
One, your first priority is getting the ball safely back to the quarterback. Then your second job is to block. And you split it up. You get the ball to the quarterback, then you get your block. You can't try to get off quickly because that's when a bad snap happens. Then you end up firing it to the left, to the right, low, high. You got to focus on the snap and then focus on getting the block because we have a stoppage in play. Timeout on the Panthers. You know, Will, from watching the games last year, I believe Cormier was at center last year. I think he's at center this year again. Jack Cormier. We did see a little bit of struggling out there last year with the snap. He's been good this year so far. I'm not 100% sure if he's playing center tonight. They have him listed at guard here, but then again, they don't have any center listed. And if he played last year, I'm just going to assume it was him, but I guess that's wrong of me. But anyway.
It might be Josh West. I think it's Josh West.
Yeah. Tight end / center. Interesting. Either way, that snap's got to be there.
Bad snap.
Yeah. And to the point I was trying to get to, yeah, they just had this problem last year. You got to have a good snap. If the snap's not timely, it's going to mess up the whole rhythm. And and if it's so bad that the quarterback can't get it, then you just saw what happens.
And now we're behind the markers here, which is just not where you want to be.
No, it's not. You got 2nd and 15.
I'll tell you what, man. I was saying it at halftime. If there was one play from this offense in that first half, it was the first play of the game where they quick wide receiver screen to the outside, pick up the first down. We
haven't seen anything in the air through that since that play. Branco rolling. He's going to tuck it down himself. Got a little bit of real estate to work with.
Good play by Branco there.
Gets it up to the 25. It appears.
Looks like we have a stoppage here. Oh, we got to Ayer Shirley, Panther down on the sideline. I think it's just a cramp, or maybe he's laboring on that ankle a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard telling from here. It is.
Looks like he's going to come out for a play or two.
Well, that's going to bring up 3rd down, and it says 15 on the scoreboard, but it's not 15 yards. It's much shorter than that. I believe it's 5 yards, 3rd and 5 here for the Tigers. And they just hand it off. No, they don't. Faked me out. Oh, and a beautiful pass.
Good play. Just what the Tigers needed. Let's build on this now.
Well, that's a great play. They go to play action. They faked me out on that sucker. I thought they were just going to try to run it twice there. They didn't. Branco fakes it, throws a dart across the center of the field. and Cole Mackey reels it in and moves the chains for the Tigers. Great play.
Yeah, I like that play call. Good on Justin Leonard, Christian Paulette. It was good right there.
This time they decide two-hand it off to Taglieri, and he is dragged down to the ground there. Didn't quite have the speed enough to catch the edge. And it was Matthias Payard. Maybe if that's how you say his name on the tackle. Good little hit from him. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5.
Ayer got pretty hype about that tackle, but that's a 4, maybe 5-yard gain.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what they're celebrating about. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Gets the edge. Who is that? 44?
There he goes. Thomas Hohenschau to the right side.
Hohenschau breaks it loose for a big game, and this offense is humming. Now we're seeing something, Benny.
Yeah, we are seeing something. I like that.
It looks like number 55 for Littleton, Jack Cormier. He's really laboring on that ankle, and I don't think he's going to be able to stay in this game. As 63 comes in, Jason Boyer to take his place.
Yeah. And just while we're on the topic, it is Josh West at center. But yeah, Will, I think, here's what I think. If you're the Tigers, I just think it was a great move. You bring in this kid, Thomas Hohenschau. It's a little bit of a 1-2 punch. You have your normal Taglieri in case he's been running the ball a little bit, but they bring number 44 in, and he just comes shot out of the cannon, fresh legs, and he takes it up the field for the Tigers.
And ladies and gentlemen, we said it once, we said it twice, we said it 3 times, and we're going to say it again. Tonight's game is sponsored by Neshoba Club Pizza and Tap Room. Don't forget, they're open till 9, so it ain't too late. Get yourself some pizza. Maybe it'll be here for the 4th quarter, the final showdown. It's at 14 Central Ave in Ayer.
They hand it
Go
off.
ahead and scan that QR code. We want to put that back up on the screen real quick for you. And yeah, like I said, open till 9. Scan that QR code and make it easy for you. Get you some pizza here.
Yeah, get yourself a pie. Maybe even a salad if you're not feeling the full thing.
We had some at halftime. I had 2 slices. You had 2 slices.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
It was a good pie. Interesting pie.
They bought personal foul against Littleton.
And this August pizza sauce.
Yeah, enough of the pizza. We got a personal foul on the field.
Although I do want to get back into the pizza, and that's going to move the Tigers back 15.
Oh, boys, just when you thought they were getting something going. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Just not disciplined, man. This has been happening the whole game. It's been the story of the game. But anyway, well, this pizza. Now, can we give it a fair? It was great. It was great pie. Can we give it a fair rating if it was a little chilly? It was chilly. It wasn't fresh out of the oven.
Yeah. Based on the circumstances, we're also hearing that it was awesome when it was hot. And I thought it was awesome when it was chilly. So I can only imagine how good it was when it was hot.
Yeah, or if you're eating it in the place straight out of the brick oven. Maybe not brick oven, but you know what I mean.
It had a nice, like, cheesy crust.
It did. And the cheese went all the way up to the crust.
Yeah.
And it was it was crispy.
And it was a good cheese to sauce ratio.
Good cheese to sauce ratio. Ladies and gents, it's really a pie. If you're a cheese person, you're going to love it. If you're a sauce person, you're going to love it too. And if you like crispy old crust, even if you don't like crispy old crust, it's the pie for you. Anyway, 3rd and 25.
And stuffed it with that.
And 3rd and 26. Or 4th and 26 now.
Well,
it's a big penalty, Will.
Yeah.
You almost have to punt this one away, too. I know you don't want to, but you're forced to.
I mean, that is just a punch in the gut, dude. We were humming on offense. That's the best sequence of plays we've seen all night from the Tigers. And then one of the Tigers players, I'm not sure who it was. I'm not pointing fingers, but he goes and says, I'm above the team. I'm going to make this about myself and set us back 15 yards.
That's exactly what he did.
undisciplined, just inexcusable.
He put himself above the team. That's exactly what happened. They do end up punting it. They don't go rugby style. They just do it right out of the shotgun, and not Branko's best, let me tell you. As it is down at the 27-yard line. I believe that's where they have it marked. So, you get all the way. Thomas Hohenschel rips about a 40-yard. Wouldn't you say 40 yards about?
Just
rips
about.
a 40-yard run. Who was number 44? John Riggins for the Redskins? It was a Riggins run by Thomas Hohenschel. And you know what Littleton does? Personal foul, 15 yards. Drive killer.
Yeah, we didn't want the touchdown anyways.
And you know what? And here comes our Shirley. Out in their heavy set.
What? Another not good timeout.
Yeah, they're already down. They have one timeout
It's
left, ladies.
first and 10. They just started the drive. And you've taken a timeout, and now you have one left.
You have one left. Taking a look at the future schedule for your Littleton Tigers. Next week, that should be a good game at St. Paul, followed, which we will not be covering the game at St. Paul's, but we'll be back in Littleton for Tingsboro, in Littleton again for Leicester, and then the boys are headed out to David Prouty. That's going to be at their place. We will not be covering that one. Then a familiar friend, Murdoch. We're going to be at home, and then we're at home again for Gardner. LCTV will be following the boys up to Lunenburg, so we will be covering that game. And then your classic Thanksgiving Bowl versus Ayer Shirley, this same exact team on Thanksgiving. And that'll be at Alumni Field in Littleton, Mass. So that is the next time we will see this team. And the last time Littleton played this team at home, they just about mollywopped them 21-0. So hopefully that trend follows. And right now the Tigers are getting mollywopped themselves. So let's see if they can turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to be this blunt, but if they don't get a stop here, things are looking very grim for this.
But not grim enough for you guys to leave the broadcast. Just stick on around because you never know what's coming up on LCTV. With Mark Croy. Shout out Mark Croy at the helm. Judy Reed on the camera up top. Props to her. She's shooting a great game.
Oh, looks like we got a fumble. It's Littleton's ball. Wow, big. Wow, this just could be the turnover they needed.
That's
and
big,
all
Will.
of a sudden,
That's big.
you can see the Tigers sideline has a new spark of light.
They got some. Their eyes have brightened up a little bit. As we do have a Panther on the field. Got a little mixed up. He's stretching that. Could be another cramp. It might be the same kid as before. I'm not sure.
A lot of cramps tonight. Players
You know what?
Players need to come hydrated.
This could be exactly the turn of events that the Tigers need in this one. Because if you're Ayer Shirley, you had all the momentum in the world, and you just give it away on a fumble. So we'll see. Do the Tigers have the guts to come up and take advantage of these mistakes that the Ayer Shirley Panthers?
Sorry, Ben, hate to interrupt, but this is the quarterback for Ayer Shirley. This is Dylan Bergen limping off the field. That could be big going down the stretch here.
It looks like it is a cramp. Probably a calf cramp. Get him some water, stretch him on out.
And you were saying?
And I was saying this is exactly the turn of events that the Tigers needed. They need to go down and they need to put this ball in the end zone because I'm not sure they're getting a better chance than this.
Absolutely.
Branko fires. Good pass by him. He's going to find his man. I think that's Haggerty. I think that's going to be Haggerty on the reception. And they get about 5 or 6 out of it.
And I'll tell you what, man, the Tigers have been given every opportunity
They have.
to make this a game. And I'm thinking now's the time
Now's the
that
time.
they execute and deliver on this opportunity.
There's no better time than the present, as one man once said. Hands it off up the middle. That's going to be Taglieri. Close to the first down marker, but doesn't have enough. He's about 2 yards shy, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 2, maybe.
So if I'm Justin Leonard and I'm on that sideline,
You're running this ball twice, right?
oh yeah, this is 4 down territory. I got 3rd and 2. I'm going right back to the play they ran on the previous drive where you get Branco out on the edge, maybe a little misdirection read option and get him out. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
There he goes.
There he goes. And that's going to be a touchdown for Branco. Come on. Justin Leonard pulls through and pulls off the Tigers' first touchdown of the day with a brilliant play call, and Branco executes, punches it in, and we're starting to feel a little something here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you called it. They go to the left side with Branco. Snap was a little low into the left, but he scoops it right on up and takes it himself for the score. Exactly what the Tigers needed. They're right back in this game. One stop is all it's going to take, Will.
And I'll tell you what, the Ayer Shirley crowd has gone mute. You can tell the momentum has shifted in this place.
That cowbell just doesn't have the same cow as it did before. As it go for 2, direct snap to Taglieri. He's going to bowl his way, and he gets it.
All right, so, no talking trash. Let's get back to the sideline.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we don't poo-poo over all the momentum we have going.
Yeah. This is big. This is going to be a big series here for the Tigers. Your offense just went down and scored. Now can the defense come out and get a stop? That's how you gotta come out. You gotta repay your offense for their work, and you gotta get a stop here and get them right back on the field so they can continue that momentum that they had. And this game has a totally different feel than it did 5-10 minutes ago.
Just when you thought the Tigers were on their last leg, somehow reeled themselves back into this ball game. And that is a true testament to the type of players they have on that sideline. No matter what the score is, no matter how much time is left, they always think they have a shot. And it's proven here. And how about them executing and taking advantage of that costly turnover by Ayer?
Gotta do it. Gotta take advantage of those mistakes. That's exactly what they did. We were harping on them. They finally came up with it.
And I'm getting word from my sources here. I just wanted to give a quick
It stays in bounds. What a kick.
What a kick. And everything is going right for the Tigers right now.
That ball went all the way down to the 7-yard and it checked up. You know, Will, that's like a classic 60-degree sandwich that you hit. It just checks up on the green, and that's exactly what the ball did there.
And Ben, this is worth mentioning because this is you don't see this every day. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the father of number 18, Lennox Plummer. His uncle is watching from Brisbane, Australia.
Is that his uncle? His father.
Oh, his father.
His father Vance, ladies and gents.
Oh, Father Vance is watching from Brisbane, Australia.
Wow.
I mean, that's dedication right there.
I mean, that's
shout
what
out
time
to
is
you,
it
Vance.
in Australia?
Oh boy.
Oh, Gabino.
Come on, Branco.
He's off to the
Get him,
roof.
Branco.
Can he beat Branco to the sticks? That's what it's going to come down to. And Branco drags him down to at the 31.5-yard line. That is exactly what the Tigers didn't want. A big play out of the gate. But you know what? There's still hope because, you know, they don't have a kicker. Ayer does not have a kicker.
No, I was just about to say that's a huge rundown by Branco there because they can still make a stop here. Obviously, you don't want to see that chunk play, but this is still very much within reach here to get a stop and get the ball back.
And you know, Will, not only is that, you know, a huge play by itself, but it also brings the Ayer Shirley fans back into the game, puts a little bit more energy into the stadium. And that momentum, Will, I'll tell you something about momentum. You can't touch it, you can't see it, but you certainly can feel it. And right now, it was looking like it was going in the Tigers' direction, but the Panthers just turned that steering wheel right around, and now they have the momentum. Ladies and gents, our sponsor of the game, if you haven't heard, if you're just joining us, it's going to be the Neshoba Club Pizza and Tap Room. Maybe after the game, go get yourself a beer. But for right now, scan that QR code. They got delicious specialty pizzas. They're open Tuesday to Sunday from 11:30 to 9 p.m. And they're located on 14 Central Ave in Ayer, which is a very convenient location for peoples of all sorts, all ages. So go ahead, scan that QR code, order yourself a pie, salad, sandwich, get yourself a beer. That's what I would do if I were you. And they come out in the heavy set, and they're going to give it to Gabino, and this kid has just been running up and down the field, left, right, forwards, backwards. It doesn't matter. This kid has just been running amok out there.
He's one of those players, one of those running backs that as the game goes on, he starts to wear on you a little bit more each time you got to bring him down.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man. The Tigers need to buckle down right here.
Maybe they can get a turnover.
This is all you could have ever asked for. One stop, give the ball back to your offense with a chance to tie this game, perhaps even take the lead if you get the 2-point conversion. So they just need to buckle up here, man. They really do.
And Ayer is going to do their best job to try to burn this clock. We're already into the fourth quarter.
Good stuff. Wow. Great play there by the defense.
Yeah, great gang tackling. And, Will, you mentioned earlier that quarterback for the Panthers, Berger, I believe. He was limping off. He's still a little hobbled right now, but he's back in the game. So he did not miss a snap out there.
You might want to do something about drinking responsibly when you talk about the beer. You know, you're 21 or older,
and
yourself a beer, like that's not true.
it looks like they're going to clog them and force a fourth down. Is someone down for? No, he's not. Okay.
You know, well, in these short yardage situations, especially at this crucial point in the game, these teams are always going to be running the hard count.
Got to watch the ball. We saw it before. It can't happen again.
And ladies and gents, for those of you who don't know what the hard count means, it says, you know, maybe if you go on one, then you go on two. Like if you say go once, you're saying go. Then you go on the second one.
Oh, he's jumped. No way he jumped.
And it looked like
No, it happened again. It happened again. Oh, false start. Sorry. Okay.
That's what I thought. I thought there was some movement up front there. It was hard to tell on what side, but it did look like, I was just talking about the hard count. It did look like they were trying to go on two there and messed them up big time.
How the tides have turned. Now Ayer faces a 4th and long. And we've already seen the passing game not to have too much success. So can Littleton come up with a stop here and give the ball back to their offense?
That would be big, Will. That's a big penalty in this spot. It really is. Because instead of a 4th and 2, which is very manageable,
biggest
for the
play
Panthers,
of the game here, Ben. Biggest play of the game.
You got 4th and 7. And this could be the deciding factor right here, ladies and
They're going
gents.
to come out in shotgun. A little wishbone.
They are going to pass the ball.
Gotta
Here goes
contain.
Berger roaming. Just going to flip it. Oh, and he has a man. He has a man. That's going to be Isaiah Mulumba, captain. The captain coming up with a huge catch on 4th and 7. It's going to keep the Ayer Shirley offense out there.
I'll give it to Dylan Berger there, the quarterback for Ayer. That was a good play. Got
Very
out of the
composed.
pocket, made something happen, and that's why. What do you have to do with the quarterback on a play like that, Ben? You got to keep him in the pocket.
You do.
You can't let him get out because that's when stuff goes awry. And
Yeah.
a quarterback of his caliber is going to make plays happen like that, and it's a costly one for Littleton.
You know, Will, and to your point, it was a great play by the quarterback. It was great composure. He just kind of stood back there. He surveyed the whole field. He took his time, and he found the open receiver.
And if the Panthers do pull this one off, they're going to be looking back at that play during film as one of the difference makers in this ballgame. I mean, Littleton had everything they could have asked for. Fourth and about 7, and you got to tip your cap. They just made a good play.
And you know what? The Tigers' defense is so tired right now. I'm seeing hands on hips. They've been on the field a long time this game. Give it to Gabino.
Oh, looks like we got a holding call. This one's coming back. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. This one's
Couple
coming
of
back.
flags.
Don't celebrate too hard, Panthers, because you're going to be 10 yards further than when you snap the ball.
Flags everywhere.
Yeah, got a couple of flags. You might even have a block in the back as well.
Let's see what the umps come together and decide here. But as far as I'm concerned, all the laundry on the field was directed towards the Ayer sideline. I mean, I did see a player get yanked down to the ground in the backfield.
Yeah.
And then you saw that block in the back.
No, the first flag was definitely in the area of holding, for sure. Second one could have really been anything, but it seemed like it was on air as well.
Oh, we were all over it. They got the block in the back that they declined, and then the holding accepted.
Gotcha.
All right, another break there for Littleton.
Both penalties were against the
And let's see what they can do here on
Yeah.
about maybe second and 14.
Yeah.
Looks like.
You see, that's the thing, Well, not only does it negate the touchdown, but they lose 10 yards off of it. So this is big, big for the Tigers. That was a big break there. These penalties for both teams, big penalties on both sides of the game. That's kind of been the tell of the tale.
Ooh, good stuff there from Mackey. And number 5, Evan Fitzgerald's going to finish it off.
Yeah, that's our first time calling Fitzgerald's name tonight. He's also a captain. Was a great player last year for them. And I'm sure he'll be taking strides this year in his senior year as captain to be a great player.
Was that a Littleton timeout? I think it was. Oh, injury timeout.
I didn't see which
Well, at one point we thought Ayer Shirley was kind of running away with this. Now, Tigers are right back in it.
Yeah. Props to the Tigers. I mean, all night long they've found a way to just keep this one close and give themselves a chance. And you know, the ball, dribbles this way, ball dribbles that way. Maybe we're talking about, either Ayer being up a little bit more or Littleton having this game tied. But when it comes down to it, this is still a one-possession ball game. You got them backed up behind the sticks about 3rd and 14. This is all you could ever wish for that Littleton defense. Coming off a timeout, get their legs under them, get some hydration, a little breather. And I mean, you got to know that this ball is going to Gambino. I can assure you this ball is going to Gambino.
Sometimes, Will, first game of the season, things aren't polished up. In a struggle game like this, as you were saying, you just got to hang in the balance. So you got to keep taking those punches, and then maybe you survive long enough to deliver a knockout blow. So let's see if the Tigers can do that and steal a possession or something here, because there's still a lot of game left to be played. We got 7 minutes and 40 seconds. It's a 6-point game. And this injury timeout is a good break for Littleton because, as I was saying before, they were showing signs of being very tired. You never want to see hands on the hips of a defensive player. So this injury is giving them a little bit of time to recuperate, rejuvenate, and maybe it'll make a difference down the stretch here.
That's going to be number 16, Anthony Carpenter, the senior. Going out there. Hate to see it. Looks like he's grabbing that
Yeah.
right arm.
You never want to see anybody go out of the game, no matter what side they're on. So this is going to be 3rd and about 14 or 15.
Airing it out.
Berger firing to the end zone.
And too far. And what does Ayer do here?
Yeah.
You got 4th and 13. Do you kick it away and say, hey,
Let them
our
go the length of the
defense-
field.
our defense has been nails most of the night, and let's leave this game in their
Yeah.
hands? Or do you try to go for it here and perhaps make a silly mistake like an interception, perhaps?
Yeah. Well, if you're the quarterback and this is a shot play, you just got to know I got to get this only to where my receiver can get it, and if nothing's open, then I got to throw this ball away. Because either way, you trust in your defense to come out here and make a stop.
Looks like they're going. Good pressure there at the middle from 55.
Cormier on the pressure.
And-
What a catch. What a catch over
Wow.
on that side. I believe.
Wow, that is a heartbreaker, man. Wow.
It is, and that's Isaiah Mulumba with a huge reception there, the
Wow.
captain. He had one on this drive on 4th down, and he comes up with another big one on the sideline as he snares out of the air and keeps his feet in bounds.
And that's what we're saying. You got to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him get out on the edge there. You had to keep him in
Yeah.
the pocket. You really had to keep him.
Cormier had the big defensive lineman, had the pressure up the gut, but he didn't have quite the wheels to drag down Berger, the quarterback.
And that is gut-wrenching.
It is.
4th and, 13?
Yeah.
Number 1, Dylan Berger gets out of the pocket, flings it to his wide
Yeah.
receiver, who makes a good contested catch for the 1st down.
It was a great catch, and you can rag on Littleton, which I get it. You also need to tip your cap to that kid who made the play over there on the edge and reeled it on in, because that's a great clutch play. And you know what, Will, no wide receiver on the New England Patriots is making a play like that in the big time, let me tell you.
Only Kayshawn Booty.
And if Kayshawn Booty's your number 1, then you're looking at 6 wins maximum.
Ooh, little pitch. Oh, and he misses the tackle.
Wow. Looked like we might have had him in the backfield there, Will, but they handed off. Is that Gabino again? Is Gabino just is reigning terror?
And I know head coach Justin Leonard's going to be watching this film and just yanking his hair out on. First you have 4th and 7, and then you have 4th and 13, both of which you let the quarterback get outside the pocket and make a throw. That is just, that is tough.
It's huge, and maybe, last year the Tigers, they had Coach Ferrante at defensive coordinator, a coach that, Will, you and I are very familiar with. They're missing him this year. That might have been the difference there.
One could say it was.
Yeah, they pitch it to Gabino, and it's Gabino this, Gabino that.
Things are looking dark here on the Littleton sideline.
They are, Will, they are. But you know what? Say it ain't so. You're down 14. You still got 5.5 minutes left. Maybe they can have a miracle.
I'll tell you what, man. This might not be the outcome that we wanted, but I'm just proud of these guys on that Littleton sideline for fighting to the very end. A couple plays didn't go their way, but you know what? They really gave it all they had. This has been a ball game the whole time. I give them all the props in the world. The numbers are down on the sideline. They're outnumbered, but at the end of the day, they're fighting. And, you can at least take that one home with you and be proud of that.
Yeah, and you got the whole season. You got the whole season. Now you got film to watch. Now you got tape to see, hey, what did I do here? What did I do good? What did I do bad? And then you can build off of that.
The thing is, Ben, when you got kids on this Littleton team playing both sides of the ball, there's only so much you can ask for them as far as stamina and fatigue goes, eventually these guys are just going to get tired. It's inevitable. They're not robots. And they're playing both sides of the ball. Some of these players like Branko, not even coming off the field for one single snap. I mean, they're just going and going and going, and that just goes back to the fact of, you got to give them credit because they've really given it all here today.
Yeah. You thought maybe that the tiresome Tigers defense was getting a little break because of that injury, but it really didn't seem to matter as Ayer just kind of came out, got converted that big 4th down, and then ran the ball down your throat.
Now, I'll tell you what, Ben, we've been in similar situations like this here with 5 minutes to go. You're down 2 scores. We've seen head coach Justin Leonard in the past take a more conservative approach and kind of just rest on his laurels and take this one down to the final buzzer. I don't expect him to be too aggressive here. I think from what we've seen in the past, nothing's telling me otherwise.
Yeah, well, and I'm not too sure how aggressive they can really be. It just doesn't seem like they have the firepower to do so. And that's a fumble. That ball's out, I thought.
Forward motion.
Which is a very questionable call.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Ladies and gents, we don't have the luxury of replay here. So, we see the game, we call it as it is. That, to me, that was very close. Maybe you go back on replay. You see that ball's out before his hand's moving forward. But you know what? We don't have that luxury here, and the Tigers benefit from it. Okay, so 2nd and 10 here. They tried to pass there. There was pressure in Branko's face. He threw. Incomplete pass. They're going 3-by-1 with Taglieri in the backfield.
Oh, good throw and catch. Fitzgerald?
That's Fitzgerald up to the 50-yard line, and that's one of their better passing plays of the night.
Okay. I was wrong. Justin Leonard, he's being aggressive here. He's getting the hurry up going. He's passing. I'd love to see it. Looks like he's made some adjustments from last year, and he's had enough of the conservative approach. He says, I'm going for it all. I want this game still. We're very much still in it. One onside kick away. And Branko is going to hit him.
Fires again.
Branko, I'll tell you what, man. He's starting to settle in there in that pocket.
Austin Haggerty with the catch brings them up to the 33-yard line. The Tigers are in business here with 4:40 to play. The time is not their friend. They got to keep on hurrying. Low snap.
Again. Branko's going to throw this one up. Haggerty.
Well, pretty much throughout the whole game, the snaps have been a little bit of an issue. That one kind of dribble on back, and it just messes up the whole rhythm of the play.
Yeah, like you said, that's just a lack of focus. You got to make sure your quarterback's getting the ball cleanly and then make your blocking assignment because it all starts with that snap. But I'll tell you what, Branko's settled in here a little bit in the pocket. He's been throwing some darts. Love to see it. I do like that he threw that ball up for grabs at this point in the game. You got nothing to lose. See if Haggerty can make a play.
They're running with Branko. Looking left. Try to get out of bounds if he can. Doesn't look like, yep, he's in bounds.
Yeah, hurry up. Yeah, here we go.
And, one thing that might be forcing that snap a little wild right now is that the Ayer is running a odd front, which means they got a nose tackle right over the center, and that can sometimes freak you out a little bit because you got a guy lined right up on you. A little low again with the snap. They give it to Taglieri, I believe that is. And you know what? Well, I don't know about running the ball up the gut.
Yeah, he did. He got slung hard to the ground, but it looks like he's going to shake it off. I'll tell you what, Ben, if they don't end up pulling this one off as he's laboring there on his hands and knees, he hit the ground hard there, man.
And you know what? This Ayer player kind of made a mistake by going down there because he stops the clock for the Tigers and he appeared to get – he's up now, so he's not hurt that bad. You got to stay up. You got to get your way to the sideline. You want this clock to keep on moving if you're Ayer.
Well, as I was saying, if the Tigers aren't able to pull this one out, at least on this final drive here, I think head coach Justin Leonard can have some sort of takeaway. this hurry-up offense has worked very well for them.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something that they could establish in future games going forward.
3:30 left.
Just under
Trips
3.5 minutes to play. And they're running this
Franco
ball.
on the outside. Fumble.
And that ball's out. That ball's out. And that's going to be the game. Well, and you know, I have two things. I have two things to say about that play. One is the fumble, right? That's
And
just
2 is the play call.
and two's the play call. Because why are you running the ball up the middle of the field when you're down 2 possessions and you have less than 3.5 minutes to go?
And let's
that
not
just doesn't
forget-
make any sense. Plus, you've been passing the ball well on the
Exactly. Let's not forget how you got there in the first place. 2 great passes from Branco to lead you down the field, and then, okay, let's go back to the run. Doesn't make sense to me, but
No. And it doesn't make sense to me either. And you know, well, I played a lot of Madden, and I've coached a lot of Madden. And I know if I'm down 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 possessions, I'm passing the ball. I'm passing the ball. Madden, high school, pro, college, semi-pro, you're passing the ball. Unless you do an end around, you're certain you can get out of bounds on it.
the only time you run the ball is if they're playing prevent, sneak it right up the middle for a quick 10, maybe 15, then get right up back to the ball.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention, it's not like you mentioned it, I mentioned it. It's not like they're running the ball down their throat this game, and they were just passing it well. Just play call didn't make any sense to me on that one. I can't make sense of it, Will. I really can't.
Yeah. And I mean, it did look like there was some routes, so it was a little RPO, run pass option. So there was a passing option on that play, but I don't agree with the RPO. It just causes too much confusion, too much ruckus, chaos. If I'm the coach, I'm just letting Branco sit back and just let it go. Just sit in the pocket and just pass it. Focus on that. There's too many things going on, and that's what leads to a fumble. Is when you have so many things going on, you're thinking about this, thinking about that. You don't think about the ball.
No. You don't. You don't. It's not the way you wanted to see it end. But that's the way it's looking right now. And if you're the Tigers, you know where Shirley's running this ball, obviously. You got to punch at that thing. You got to scrape away. And if you play some good defense here and you lose the game, which is most likely the case, at least you can say, hey, you know what, we finished strong. We can work towards something. We can work towards our game next week, take that momentum, bring it in to St. Paul's Place, and beat the crap out of them next week. As the Ayer Shirley fans are fired up.
They're starting to feel it.
You know, and they
They're
should
starting
be.
to feel it.
They should be fired up. You know, they just.
Yeah.
But they better be safe tonight, and nobody should put themselves above the team, as Mr. Lynn used to say. Chips and soda.
Chips and soda.
Chips and soda. Don't put yourself above the team. But anyway,
Not
yeah.
at this level.
Not at this level. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, this was a game. It started out Ayer's way, went to then Littleton started feeling it a little bit. And then they flip-flopped again. But it's really Ayer that has just had the momentum pretty much the entire game.
You know, the final score, if you just looked at the scorecard, it might not show up, but this was a decently good back and forth game. You know, each team threw some jabs, threw some uppercuts. Each team had a chance at winning this game. And if you're the Tigers, I'd be happy about that because you come into a hostile environment, first game of the season, Patriot Day for the Ayer Shirley Panthers, and you were decently close with coming away with a win.
You had a chance.
I'm
It
not
was
gonna,
there for the taking.
I'm not
though.
going to say you were that close, but you had a chance.
Oh, for sure. It was there for the taking. You know, maybe thought, hey, Tigers are just hanging around. They just keep on hanging around. Maybe they're gonna get there. Maybe they're gonna get that big break. And you know, they kind of got some breaks, but they never really took advantage of them. And that's where we're at right now, 22-8. If you can't win a ball game only scoring 8 points, it's just not gonna happen.
You know, on the flip side, props to the Ayer Shirley Panthers. They made the plays when they needed them. They made some big
Yeah.
plays on fourth down where they needed
Yeah.
it most. I'm sure head coach Billy Wright is going to tighten up those penalties
Yeah.
that
got
they
He's got it.
self-inflicted here tonight.
You know, and this is the point in the game where I know Littleton has a thin bench, but maybe you get some new guys in there. You know, this game's over, but maybe you can see what you got on the bench. Maybe you can get some freshmen in there, see what they got, some sophomores even. Get the lower classmen in there, see if they can provide any juice to your team.
You know, you don't have much of a farm system there, but you got something.
You got something to work with.
It looks like they're going to need this one.
You
out.
may not have a cattle farm, but you got a few pigs, and you got to get them in the game. You know, well, as the clock reams down here to just about a minute to go in this one, I'm thinking of one play during this game. One play that you thought happened early, and ever since then, the Tigers just couldn't make up
Haunted
for
them
it.
for the rest of the game.
And what was that play?
5 yards, moved the chains, jumped off sides.
On 4th
down.
3. 4th and
And that
3, ladies
will
and
do
gentlemen.
it.
For the Ayer, Shirley Panthers, this is a good win for them. They can celebrate it. They can enjoy it. For the Tigers, they got a long week of practice ahead. Maybe a little extra running and a little more discipline. And it's going to be a tough week of practice. You got to run through your plays. You got to see the film. So, ladies and gents, once again, the final score. Ayer Panthers, 22. Littleton Tigers, 8 points.
A measly 8 points.
A measly 8 points. So, guys, as I briefly mentioned, next week, Littleton will be playing on a Saturday, the 20th, September 20th. They're going to be traveling to Worcester to take on St. Paul High School. That should be a good game. It's a noon start game, so they're starting up with the college kids. Pretty good stuff. I'm sure they'll be fired up for that one. We will not be covering that game, however, but we'll be back for coverage on Friday, September 26th, where we have the Battle of the Tigers. Littleton Tigers versus the Tingsboro Tigers, and that's at Littleton. You got to have that game. It's a tone setter for the rest of the season. You got to have that game.
You know
September
they have that
26th.
one circled on their calendar.
Exactly, and that'll be normal kickoff time, 7 p.m. Friday night, under the lights. So, for William Allen, my name is Benjamin Stormman, saying so long until next time.
Take care,
Good
ladies
night.
and gentlemen. Have a good night.